Okay, so now we're up to the next one of the last mental preference. We have perceiving versus judging. Okay, so what does this mean? So first of all, judging does not mean that you're judgmental. What I like to refer to judging is really kind of planning, perceiving like experiencing. So before I explain this, let's first do a little bit of a recap for sensing versus intuition. So there are two things people do in this world. They either experience looking at this car, either noticing the details in a sensory way, or I'm intuitively seeing the car, or imagining what it could be, or what it would do, or who it belongs to, or that's a form of experiencing. And then there's my mind right now is on what's the next thing that I have to do in my agenda. I have to be efficient. I have to get things done. So what I'm going to be doing now is I have to pick him up. So let me go drive, pick him up. Then I have to go this. My mind is almost on the next step. So one is almost like the next step, planning and accomplishing, getting things done, and one is more of an experiencing. Everybody does both, but one really feeds the other. One is more important to the other one. For example, a perceiver doesn't like to be enclosed in. He doesn't like to have all these tasks to do, because it kind of gets him out of the zone that he likes being in, of experiencing. If I'm experiencing and I want to just almost like be more present in what's going on, I don't want to have all these tasks to do. However, a judger, you have to be efficient, and it could be annoying sometimes to be around someone who's not efficient. Like, you're late. We got to do this. We have things to worry about. So a judger is going to be obviously noticing the sensory details or the way he intuitively experiences the world, but it's almost like just information used to plan the next step, how they could be efficient, how they get things done. That's what a judger's doing. It's on their mind, very often on their mind, the tasks and things they have to do. They have a schedule, they have an agenda, they always have a calendar. A perceiver is like, yeah, I have things to do, and I'm gonna do them. Well, yeah, and I'm gonna get them done. Like right now I have something to do, but I decided to make this video. So sometimes I'll forget the things that I have to do. Or if I have to be at a business meeting, I'll show up exactly on time as opposed to 15 minutes early. I'll sometimes forget some of my responsibilities, but at the same time, though, the way I experience the world, like I'm intuitive. So when I'm just experiencing and not judging, my intuition is very strong. I come up with lots of good ideas. I could have very good understandings of things, like the Myers-Briggs system. So there's pros and cons to both. So just to recap, judging and perceiving is the planning one, versus the one who's more time just perceiving his environment in either a sensory or an intuitive way. And that's the difference between J and P. Excuse me. Now we're ready for the next step. We're going to begin to talk about how when you clump all these letters together, it's more than just like each individual letter, but rather, more importantly, there's like functions about how you see the world and how you live. And this is really where the meat of this system is. Because being an introvert and being intuitive and being a feeler and being a perceiver, that's great. But it doesn't really tell me about how you go about your life. But when you put the letters together and we make like a function out of it, like you plan in, I'm going to get to the function soon. I'm not going to give it away yet. Then you actually begin to see and understand how the person sees and views the world from behind their eyes. So that's the end of this video.